it's day 4 on the recovery truck build. Bet the postman was swearing getting out of his van. Right, so I just bought my winch and realised that I actually needed the plate thing that goes with it as well, because I thought this just bolted to that and that the plate was just to make it easier to bolt it down to the bed. I didn't realise that the plate just mounted that, so that's really annoying. Alright, it's not the end of the world, it just means I've got to make a bracket up to bolt this to. So yeah, basically it's a Rhino winch, just seemed to be what people recommended using. I think it comes with everything that's needed. Well, obviously other than that plate. So I've got that. Should this be tight to the winch so that when it pulls against it, when the hook jams in there, you don't want it to bend this in. It's giving us the mounting hole dimensions here, which is handy, 114.3, 254. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to drill the holes sort of a bit offset on the box, which will be better because it's going to have less crush resistance closer to this edge rather than in the middle. And then I'll plate it top and bottom as well with some thicker plate, so there's no way it'll be able to crush down when I bolt it on. And then by having these offset, it'll bring this plate out a little bit, because these bolt holes line up right on these. So you need to be able to get into the back of there to get a nut and a bolt on. So there's no, if I put it flat close to this, there's no way I'll be able to bolt that on. So that will offset this by about 15 mil off of here, just enough to get a bolt in. So I'm going to cut another piece of that, mark the holes up, and then once that piece of box is in there, plate on the top, plate on the bottom, and then the upstanding piece coming up this way, which is going to be what the winch will bolt to. No, not the winch, that plate with the rollers. So basically, winch is going to sit on there. Now I've got some thick sort of strap pieces that'll go top and bottom. It'll be welded top and bottom of that box, just to make sure that the box can't squish or bend or anything. So what I'm going to do is, that's my piece I just hammered in. I'm going to pre-drill this to the right size for that. Pre-drill these so that they're perfect for where the bolts are going to go through. And then I can weld these onto here, either side. And then I'll be able to just slide that piece in. And then these will be pre-drilled, and that'll give me a guide to then drill through the piece on the truck. And now I've just got to weld that in like that, and then this piece is going to weld onto the front of this piece. So I can basically make all this on the bench and then just slide it in and weld it up, drill 2 holes, and that'll be all I'll have to do on the back of that. And that'll be sweet. Alright, so now what I need to do is make the plate for this, which is going to sit basically on there. Right, so what I should be able to do now is just hammer this piece in, weld these ends, weld these on, run a drill through, and bolt it all up. Look at that, just enough room for the bolt in the back. Like a glove. Just got a couple of little bits to weld up in there. Before I put that bit in, I'll do them. It's going to make it difficult for myself otherwise. She's on there and she ain't gonna fall off. I haven't got long enough bolts to bolt it in, but I've double checked all the bolt holes line up, they're perfect. I'm gonna have a look at the wiring now, just to have a little break from welding. The battery's underneath the driver's seat, so it's literally, just need to drill a couple holes, run the cables through, and then I'm not going to bother actually wiring it up because obviously this is all coming off to paint it. So this goes on. These are all pre-terminated, so that's nice. Literally can just bolt them straight to the battery. And I've got a pre-terminated earth lead as well to do the same. So that just goes from straight to that to the, could probably just earth that straight to the bed actually, with a shorter lead. So I just got one of these little things that you basically just tighten the end. It's got a little rubber seal in there so you stick your cable through. You drill your hole, bolt that in, then stick your cable through, tighten it up, and it makes a watertight seal on the cable and on the hole. So I'll have one, I'll have just the live going through to the battery, and then I'm going to ground it from the winch straight to the chassis, just so that I don't have to have two holes going into the cab. I only need one. I can use a much shorter ground lead, and then the one they supplied, I actually need that for another job. So yeah, not really any point in setting all that up now. So I think what I'm going to do now is actually start laying out some measurements on my aluminium sheets and just work out if I've got enough to do everything I want to do, because I've only got 3 sheets. Got my sheets cut. Had to basically just put a little fold in here, very slight one, just to get that to, because the join's there, and that's where it kinked. So my beastie old folder did that, no trouble whatsoever. So I've laid out the plans of all the other bits I want to cut. So I want to have a piece going across here, just so that probably from where the ramps slide in, which is going to be about here, so from like there across, I want that back bit to be sheeted over with alley, just so you can just sit on the back of it. And then for this bit, I wanted to fold the 2 edges up and then just plate in the sides, but I'm just not going to have enough material to do it that way, so I'm going to have to cut all 4 sides. That means I'm going to have to weld all the way along 4 edges and up all the corners, which is going to be quite a lot of alley welding, but that's the only way I can do it without buying another sheet of alley. And then I would, from where this piece is going to come across here for this box to support to, I did want to just sheet in that there, just so that just the bit in front of the winch is covered, but there just isn't enough material to do it, I don't think. So unless I can find a little offcut from somewhere, I don't want to buy a whole nother 8x4 sheet. Winch is on, looking good. I mean, that probably took me 3 or 4 hours to do all that. If I'd just bought the plate, probably would have been done in like half an hour, but I didn't want to wait and order a plate and then have to wait for days for it to turn up. I've had a few people mentioning about the backlights sticking out and me smashing them all the time, and that is definitely gonna happen. So I was thinking of putting like those rubber, you get like these rubber blocks with 2 bolt holes in them, which are about probably 50mm deep, so it would just come out, you know, if I was to reverse straight back into something, it would save the lights, but I'm still going to have the problem with the corners of the lights. So I don't really know, other than buying like a flat LED light and sticking it in there. You know, if it's going to end up costing me a load of money buying lenses all the time, then probably better just to bite the bullet and stick some different lights in there. But I just wanted to use as much of the original as possible. It's another day done on the beast. The end is in sight now, so back on it tomorrow. Cheers for watching. See ya.